Hi everybody. Before we go into the lesson today, I'll just point out some obvious things to you. If I'm starting on an F here, obviously a male voice, he's got to take it down, maybe to the G or down to the F down there. So always start, if you're a man, start an octave down. And for a woman, this is a comfortable place for most people to start. We can go down there easily if you've got a mezzo-soprano voice, but if you're dealing with a normal range, mezzo-soprano range, I'm just starting in a comfortable place for everybody, and that's here on the F and there for a man. If it's too low for you, then we can start on the G and you can start on the G. Let's do that. And everybody else, the men down there. So we're going to start with just an ordinary arpeggio. So those are the notes you're going to be singing. And let's do it on an R. Now before we launch into it, your R, it's not just an R. And don't make a small mouth. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Don't tighten up anywhere. The only thing, what you need to do really is drop your jaw to try and get as much space in the face so that your resonator works completely without you putting any blockages in the way of the voice. So you don't go make it nasal. You've got to stay with an open sound on an R. I know I've got a big mouth and not everybody has such a large mouth, but try and drop your jaw, keep your shoulders relaxed, don't tighten up your neck, because this is the problem everybody has when they come for lessons. The first thing you've got to do is learn to relax the upper part of your body. And when you get up into the top range, I'm going to show you how to get up to those top notes without stretching and without the veins cording in your neck. Because you've got to try to avoid that. That is the worst possible thing. And a lot of students come to me with a problem of sore throats. They can't do a gig. They can't get through the night. It comes a certain time in the night when you've been singing everything here and trying to push your top notes out instead of learning how to bridge from your chest voice into your head voice. They end up with such sore throats and they can't get through the night. So the first thing you need to learn is just to be completely relaxed. So you can do some exercises beforehand, shake it up, shake the body a bit, shake your shoulder, roll your shoulders, get loose, tilt your head, stretch over, just get loose and concentrate on, well, don't concentrate on dropping the jaw, concentrate on not tightening. So if you can do on an sound. Another thing, don't do what I just did and put a vibrato on the note, because you don't want to have vibrato on every single note either. So you don't want to go, it's too wobbly, it's too operatic. You want to keep it straight. And when you get to the end of the note, if you want to hold it, you probably don't even have enough time. You have enough time, really, it's one beat to breathe and we're on to the next one. However, when performing, of course, if you want to hold notes, but don't hold each and every single note, because it just sounds reedy and it's not a nice sound. It's certainly not an up-to-date modern sound. It's an oldie worldy sound that you would sing, from war days, from the days where they used to croon, but all operatic. But we'd rather go but there is a held note, so yes, you can put your vibrato there, but don't go and let's go. And we're doing what's called a chromatic scale, and you're doing all the black notes, one octave, all the black notes in between on an R sound, or you can do it on an ooh sound. If you do ooh, make sure you push your lips forward. Fish mouth, fish lips, not because then you're not going to get any sound. Whereas if you go and open it up a little more at the top. Oh, it's still ooh. Oh, then you can close it down a little. Oh, back down to your ooh. And then on the R and the also is another sound one can use. Her, as in her or hurt. Open the mouth, I don't go or and make it small. Make it, open it up. But let's go together on the E sound. On the E, you smile it up. E, show me your bottom eye teeth. E, off we go. Keep going. Let's try an oo now. And an see how I open up at the top there? So it's no longer like I started off with. It becomes open it up. Open your mouth up, I mean, and push the sound out. So if you're starting to get up to the top there and think this is beyond my, too high for me, I can't sing those notes. As you prepare for them, and I will show you that in another video, as you prepare for them, if you use your stomach muscles, these muscles below the belt, okay, these Pilates muscles, if you use these muscles and pull these muscles in to help you to get to a top note, and you prepare about 3.5 notes before you get to that top note. Instead of everything cool, your veins sticking out and cording your neck like this, you'll be going, oh, here comes the top note, and be pulling the stomach in. So let's take it a little higher. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm taking my breath. This is another thing. When you breathe, take time to breathe. Everything stays relaxed here. You breathe across your rib cage. If you put your hands here on your rib cage, and you expand, and your breath, your stomach fills up, not like people go, take a shallow breath. There's a place and a time for a shallow breath when that's all you've got time to take before hitting a note when you're singing. But when you've got time in your scales to take a decent breath and prepare, expand your rib cage, stomach comes out, and slowly, slowly, slowly your stomach will flatten as you go through the scale. But as you reach the top note, so watch my tummy, taking my breath, stomach's out. I'm slowly pulling it in. And it's pulled in there. And release on the way back down. So I'm going to do that again. Take your breath. Stomach comes out. Relaxed shoulders. Nothing happening in the neck. Drop your jaw. Slight smile. Show me your eye teeth. Slowly pull in your stomach. Release it slowly. So it's a contraction, so to speak. It's a contraction. If you're a dancer, you know that that's contraction. Keep it in. So about you prepare about 3.5 notes before you get to that top note. So you pull it in. Start pulling it in about 3.5 notes before you know you're going to reach a note that's going to be difficult to hit. So take your breath. Stomach out, shoulders relaxed, and off we go. Slowly pulling in, and release it. Get used to using that technique, and you'll be surprised how much easier it becomes with practice. Everything takes time, everything takes practice. You're not going to get it right the first time you do it, and you just keep going up. And the same with men. You're down there, your break area is going to come a little bit sooner. Slowly pulling in. Relax. Good idea to invest in a keyboard so that you can do this on your own. Slowly pulling in. chromatic. So now let's look at something that we can do for vowel sounds. So important. Although I suppose today's music is not as important perhaps, but I believe that one needs to hear the words of the song so you know what the gist of it is. I mean, most songs have meaning. Plenty of them around today that don't have meaning, but that's just dance stuff and rhythmic stuff, and it has a place as well. However, if you're like me and you like to be able to be heard, and that's the biggest compliment I've ever been paid, I think, well, one of them is that they say they can hear every word I sing. So I think that this is important. Well, I know that this is important. Your vowel sounds are so important because you've got to be able just to use your entire mouth, all the muscles in your mouth, around your mouth. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few little exercises that you can do that will incorporate all your vowel sounds. So we're going to go, we'll stay with the F starting here. So this one goes, South Africans, you know vuvuzela. We had those instruments that played at the World Cup. Maybe some of the rest of you out there know that the vuvuzela was very popular during the last games, 2020 games. So it's that long horn instrument. So it's called a vuvuzela. So if you can remember that, because we're going va, vu, vu, va, vu, vu, ve. There you are, va, vu, vu forward, va, vu, vu, ve. Okay, and only put the A and put your Y at the end of the A. A, not A, because that's a different shape. A. So we're going va, vu, va, vu, vu, ve, va, vu, va, vu, vu, ve. Va vu vu va vu vu ve, va vu vu va vu vu ve. Keep going. Va vu vu va vu vu ve, va vu vu va vu vu ve, va vu vu va vu vu ve, va vu vu va vu vu ve. Now we're going through the passaggio, so you're going to be singing. Try to relax your va vu vu va vu vu ve. I always say that if you can think that it's that when you're going into your resonance, your head voice, that it's going into a smaller place, because you can sing these out, but when you get up here, it's a bit more challenging. Okay, my voice is strong up there because I've been doing scales and been singing for 40 years. If you're new to this and it sounds very weak and pap, oh sorry, that's a nice Afrikaans word for you, meaning weak. If it feels weak for you up at the top, it's because you haven't strengthened those notes yet, and there are many exercises that we do to strengthen these notes. So allow it to go into what I say is a smaller place. Allow it to go, even if it's lightweight and it sounds more operatic to you. At this stage, allow it to go there. Rather than hang on to it and then squash and tighten. It's a bit more lightweight and more operatic. It's not perfect. It's not the sound that you want. But for the scales and for the sake of strengthening up, if you're new at it, okay, and if you can go up higher. So get the lips working around the teeth. And here's another one coming from the top down. Also again, using all your vowel sounds. Andiamo ci, io sono qui. Andiamo. Andiamo, it's probably andiamo ci, it's Italian. Io sono qui. Andiamo ci, io sono qui. Andiamo ci, io sono qui. So important, in fact, of vital importance, because I mean, without good pitch, which you've got to have, and a good sense of timing, it can't really be taught. It's something that you have, and you can get better at. But then you have to understand, if you don't have a natural ability, that it's going to be laborious and it's going to take time, and you have to be patient with yourself, and your teacher will have to be patient with you. So try to be patient. It's not an easy thing. It is a natural ability. One has a natural ability to sing, and if you don't, it's training. So let's do it as if you do have the natural ability, and do it with me. Andiamoci, io sono qui. 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 And then always followed by this one. Ha, 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 ha. Short little jabs at the vocal cords. Ha, 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 ha. If you were down here as a male, of course I can't get down to your range. Ha, 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 ha. Although I would take it higher up. If you've started there and you've come to there, then ha, 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 and on your higher notes. Ha, 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 staccato notes. Ha, 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 so it's got the ability to control those shorter notes and not allow them all to get operatic and go into your vibrato. Ha, ha, you don't want that. You want to keep it sharp. And that's about all for now. And next lesson I'll show you a whole bunch of other things, and I'll also teach you some bridging exercises so that it's easier for you to bridge from your chest voice into your transitional area and into your head voice, and how to strengthen that area up. That's in our next lesson. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Please go to your piano and do some chromatic ones and the things that I've shown you, and there'll be some more in my next video. Have a wonderful weekend.